Good morning. I woke up kind of early today. I woke up at 8, but like that's really early for me. And we're heading into Paris because we have two very fun and very different errands, but I would say it's kind of a day in the name of Europe, so let's hit it. And just a little side note, my phone won't charge. Like, I'm really struggling with that. So it's kind of interesting to see whether we'll last a full day, because I only have like 50% power now. And if you don't know, I film my videos on my iPhone because I cannot afford a real camera. So yeah, let's see if we make it through today. Always the same problem whenever I get off the metro here, that I end up really far from where I intended to come out. If you don't know, this metro stop is right under Arc de Triomphe. It's right there. And it's like there's so many exits and you could end up wherever when you leave that metro station. But I didn't do too bad today. I kind of have to just go like 2 blocks from here. Embassy of Denmark. And why am I going to the Embassy of Denmark today? I'm going there to vote. It's my second time ever voting in my life, and the last time I voted I also did it at the embassy because I was living here in Paris. But this is not a vote for parliament or anything. It's because Denmark, the country where I'm from, is a part of the European Union, but has a lot of restraints against the union, and like that's why we don't have the euro. We have our own currency, and there's like several restraints against different parts of the union. And every time you want to change anything connected with the European Union, you need to do a public vote. And we're doing a vote about whether Denmark should get more involved in the military corporations of the European Union. And yeah, it's just a yes or a no. We have to vote. I don't know, this is so fucking loud. I really don't know what I did here. It looks kind of crazy. But yeah, so I have to vote. It's a weird vote because my instinct is to vote no to anything military related. But my instinct is also to vote yes to anything related to the European Union. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that Denmark is kind of moving itself away from the Union. So yeah, actually I still don't know what I'm gonna vote. I'm just gonna go there and decide, I guess. It was a very chill and fun experience. If you've ever lived abroad, it's like, you know this, but it's so funny to go to the embassy because you're kind of caught off guard. Like, of course people speak Danish in the Danish embassy, but it's just like, I'm so used to everything being so fucking difficult, and in French. So to get there and just to be able to like solve something really easily in Danish, it's just, it's so nice. It's really like a tiny little break and a lot of relief. But now I voted for the second time in my life. Crazy. Officially the vote is on the 1st of June. Today was the last day to vote by mail because I live abroad, so I have to do it by post. But if you do live in Denmark and you do have a Danish citizenship, I strongly encourage you to do go vote. I know a lot of my friends my age back in Denmark, they don't really care about voting, and especially not these kind of like just public votes where it's not really affecting anything that we are gonna feel and see in our everyday life, because like the EU is kind of not that motivating to a lot of Danish people. It's like, we don't see it, so we don't care. But I do think it is important to have an opinion, and I do think that it is important to participate in democracy, because if we don't, then at some point it's not gonna be important anymore and it's gonna get lost. I don't know, but that's what I feel like if I vote. I feel like I'm enforcing our democracy, so to me that's a good thing, but like, you do you, honey. To explain a bit more about this vote. So Denmark is a part of United Nations, and Denmark is a part of the European Union, but Denmark is, I believe it's one of the only, if not the only country in the European Union who's not a part of the European military collaborations. We're only a part of NATO and United Nations, and it's kind of unsure if this is causing any problems for Denmark, if there are any decisions we are left out of. It really depends on who you ask whether it has a significant importance or not. So it's kind of difficult to vote based on that. And I think for a lot of people, especially young people, it has not so much become a vote about practicalities and actual like facts. It's more a vote about ideas and beliefs. And as I said earlier, my first instinct would always be to vote against anything related to expansion of military and more aggressiveness. The difficult thing here is that I'm not sure that if I vote no to this, that Denmark is not gonna expand its military. Like, I think we're gonna expand our military no matter whether we're part of the European military or we just have our own. So I don't really believe that this vote is a vote against military expansion. I think it's just a vote related to military, but it's not gonna determine how much money we use on the military. And then, as I also said, my first instinct is also always to vote for anything with the European Union. because I am living in fucking Paris and really benefiting from being an EU citizen and not only a Danish citizen. And I think it's ridiculous that such a small country as Denmark has so many restraints about this union that is really like giving us a lot of benefits, to be honest. And I don't really, like, again, I don't know a lot, and I don't know how it would affect Denmark to become more integrated in the union, but like, I don't think we're gonna start speaking German just because we get more involved in the union. Like, we can keep our fucking nationality, we can keep our fucking language, we can keep our stupid little culture, but I still think we should benefit from like the greater cooperation. So to me it has become like a vote between being idealistic and voting against war and against all violence, or being more realistic and voting towards the EU, because I know this vote is not about whether we want to be a part of the EU or not, but I think that it's also a vote about like whether we support the EU or not. So even though this is just about the military restraint, I think it's also to get a general feeling of how the public thinks about Europe and the European Union. So it's like, either I want to like vote symbolistically and vote for EU even though I don't like what we're voting for with the EU, or I want to be idealistic and I want to vote against war even though that's not really what we're doing. So like, it's a really weird vote to do, but I did vote and I feel okay about what I voted. And yeah, I don't really know. Right now I have an hour until my next appointment, so I think I'm just gonna walk for a bit because the metro is 30 minutes to get there, so I might as well just walk a bit and then take the metro later. Of Paris where you don't hear any French, and Champs-Élysées is really one of them. And then I said that in English, so how ironic. So I went to get a tattoo. It's not done yet. We're gonna finish it on Monday. But then you might ask, Nina, how does this tattoo fit into your Europe day? And I'm really glad you asked. The tattoo artist, she's Ukrainian. So I feel like that's kind of a full circle moment that I'm voting in a fucking military vote, and then I go and get a tattoo from a Ukrainian girl. She's here in France for a while. I know she's like working around in different cities, so I'm gonna tag her and you can like look her up if you're interested. We're gonna finish it on Monday because I have to go to work now, so I don't have time to sit around and get tattooed. Just at work, and my phone has been charging the entire time and it still only has 12%, and like, I don't know, like I can't reach above like 20%, and it takes like at least 10 minutes for it to charge only 1%. And like this entire night it charged the entire night. I can see it that it has been connected the entire night, but this morning it only had 43%. So like 43% of charging through an entire night. Like, I don't know, but I might actually have a real problem here. But yeah, I was just at work, and that plays well into the European day because I'm speaking fucking French at work, which is like kind of a big European language. And now we're gonna finish the day off with probably the most European thing, because today is Thursday the 12th of May, which is the second semi-final of the Eurovision. And if you don't know what the Eurovision is, you're missing out, and I'm not gonna explain it to you, but you should just look it up. And I'm gonna go home now, and if my fucking phone doesn't die and allows me to, I'll watch that, because that's like the ultimate European thing. And it's really like a full circle day. Like I've been doing like European shit today. It's really intense, and I love that so much. I really love being a European citizen. I don't know, I just think there's so much privilege in that, and I'm so grateful for the opportunities that it gets me. Okay, now it became dark, but yeah. So on Thursday, the day you just watched me go through, I did see the Eurovision semi-final. I also did fall asleep and forget to film an outro for this video. And right now it's Saturday, and I just finished watching the Eurovision final that Ukraine won. And even though the European parliaments and governments are not really being that helpful towards Ukraine, I still think it's very nice that the European public got an opportunity to show that like we really want to stand like united and support Ukraine. So even though it's symbolic, I still think that it has a lot of value in some way. So I'm happy about that outcome, and I don't think there's anything else to say than Slava Ukraini and cheers to random shit.